I'm recording. And we are going live. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's only been a couple weeks. We technically didn't skip last week. We just decided that the recording was not usable.
Then the fact that I completely got extremely sick right after that.
Oh, God.
It wasn't a sinus infection.
Oh, no. What was it?
I have no idea. It
I mean,
had.
sinus infection can turn into flu-like symptoms.
Well, it wasn't flu-like symptoms. It was almost COVID-like symptoms, except I was missing one important one.
Yeah, so it probably wasn't COVID.
Well, they wouldn't even let me go in to take a test, so. They said since I didn't have a
blanket.
Huh?
I have a heated blanket and it's being annoying.
Oh, I have too much going on for me to even think of heat right now. I'm having tea with liquor in it, and that's making me hot. Yeah, that's how I got.
Still have.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's how I got rid of my bug. I drank liquor. That's not a joke either. Washnufka. That shit was great.
Yeah, I still haven't had rum in a while because I'm still on those antibiotics.
Right.
But I think I've got the blankets fixed. It was only like $20.
That's a good deal for a heated blanket.
It's a heated throw blanket, so it's not very big, but it's
perfect size then.
A heated blanket. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look for something like that because sometimes I do get cold, even though I am like a walking furnace.
Yeah, so like I have a fleece blanket that probably I should get a new one soon, but I have that. Then I have the heated throw blanket over, and then over that I have a comforter, and it's not too hot, but I have the heated throw sandwiched between the two blankets, so it captures heat a little bit better.
Sounds warm.
So I'm probably just gonna Sprite at this point. People on my end confused as to why I just brought this random Spritzy fan art up. I decide to typically when I do custom sprites, I sprite over fan art because it's an interesting pose, and it's not really quite the same thing as tracing, so I don't really care too much about it.
It works. It works. And I apologize if my voice is still a little funny. I'm just coming off of whatever I had.
I really doubt that it was COVID.
I don't think it was. It was like every symptom but a fever. And the thing is, everyone in my family also had it, so whatever it was, it went around.
Weird.
I'm just glad I'm feeling better.
Yeah. You don't want to get sick in this day and age because people are gonna treat you like a leper.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I was the fear of coughing in a store is ridiculous.
Oh, I have a chronic cough from growing up with smokers, and I haven't really gotten too many weird looks because it's mostly just me clearing my throat a bunch. But like I remember sometime last year I was sneezing a bunch because I had allergies. And
God
that
forbid.
wasn't a fun time.
Oh, and they'll look at you as if you literally have the plague.
Yeah. It's even fitting because I'm spreading a plague Dr. Spritzy right now. Actually, that's not bad. Okay. People get to see how I sprite.
People get to watch me struggle to build a table. Yeah, last week, it was just unusable. Conversations got too carried away.
Yeah.
And it was like, and plus, you could hear my voice deteriorating throughout the whole recording. And I was like, let's just stop.
It wasn't that bad, honestly. Also, this is way too big for a Sprite.
Oof, that's nasty shit. How can something be nasty and delicious at the same time?
Yeah, this is still too big. The hard part about making a Sprite basically from scratch is that canvas size, especially if it's a small Pokemon.
Right. You said the name of the Pokemon already, right?
Yeah.
Spritzy's a tiny, tiny Pokemon.
Yeah, I think this might be good. We'll see.
Oh, I just realized this is going up the week of Thanksgiving.
Is it?
Uh-huh. I should be able to record on Thanksgiving if you're both able to.
I don't do anything for Thanksgiving, so...
Thanksgiving's weird for me this year.
I bet.
We don't even know what we're doing.
Oh, so, speaking of Pokemon, because I'm spriting this, BDSP comes out in like an hour.
Yep. This is the first Pokemon game I'm not getting.
I mean, technically, didn't you not get Sword and Shield? You were given them.
I was given Sword, and I was technically given Shield, but as a gift from someone. Shield was given to me early.
Yeah, Wim, I know, has been super excited because she likes to min-max, and she has the digital copy, so she'll be able to play right away.
Oh, that's awesome.
And oh my god, like, people will take this as something to criticize, but I think it shows really good work ethic. The game's not even out yet, and they've patched it multiple times. Yep. Because they were using the data miners as bug testers.
Data miners,
which is
I like that.
Brilliant. Using the data miners as bug testers is fucking brilliant.
That's funny. Yeah. Or you could also say the incompetence of what's the company behind the remake again?
I don't know, but also, like, they are clearly watching the data mining. So I am inclined to think that it was intentional.
I mean, it wasn't really taken down.
Yeah.
And usually shit like that is, like, the kibosh is put on that fast.
No, but I mean, like, they're fixing obscure fucking bugs that the data miners found, which tells me that they are watching the data miners, which tells me that this was intentional. They're using those people as bug testers.
Yeah, for free testing.
Yeah.
But that begs the question, should these bugs have been in the game to begin with?
I mean, some of them are really obscure things that I can see quality assurance not catching. Like, hatching an egg in a very specific place will result in the egg saying that it was hatched in Jubilife City, but it's not the real Jubilife City. It's kind of like Wim explained it to me as it's the location given when there is no location. But it's only in a very specific place, so I can see why it wouldn't have been caught by quality assurance.
Right. But what about the other bugs?
I find that life makes me less angry if I default benefit of the doubt, so, yeah.
I'm not going to defend bad things. But it's funny how that they are using the beta testers and the leaks to fix the game.
Yeah, like that is amazing, and I love it. It's none of it is worse than what we had in Gen 6, so that's good.
That was scary. Ever since then, I will never save in a Pokemon Center. Ever since that happened.
I've never saved outside of a Pokemon Center.
Yeah,
the Pokemon Center was fine.
Oh, I thought it was inside the Pokemon Center that caused the problem.
It was outside in Lumio City, or specifically, it was on the big streets in Lumios. The side streets were fine. Any building was fine.
Man, they really did push the 3DS to its limits there.
Yeah, that was a rendering issue because the game was trying to render everything at once and it couldn't.
I will still say Gen 6 was damn impressive for what it was on.
Yeah. I mean, nothing will beat Gen 5, but Gen 6 was great.
Gen 5 was the furthest you could ever push Pokemon, in my opinion, with sprites.
Gen 5 was the furthest that you could push the DS.
Right. It's like part of me wonders if they intended that to be running on the 3DS because came out during the 3DS era, and it ran. I had the 3DS when it came out.
The Black and White 2 guidebooks, or not guidebooks, instruction manuals were defaulting to DSi, whereas Black and White 1 defaulted to the normal DS Lite. So no, it was not meant for.
No, that's not what that's not what I'm saying. If it was meant to be in 3D, I was saying like with the processing power of the 3DS.
No, if anything, they were developed for the DSi.
It's funny. I never had a DSi. I went from DS Lite straight to 3DS.
Giga knows well my experiences with the DSi. There was a period of time where I didn't have a computer, so I was on the internet with a DSi.
Yeah, it works. I used my
barely.
I used my 3DS for the internet.
Barely worked.
Like, I used to watch YouTube on the 3DS, and I know not DSi, but they had the same stuff.
Yeah,
that works.
But yeah, again, I find that life just makes me less angry if I default to the benefit of the doubt. So I'm gonna assume that this was all intentional, because if it is, it's fucking funny.
And if it's not, that means there's major problems within the halls of whatever Masuda was working with at that time.
I don't think Masuda had much to do with this one.
He was the director.
Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was entirely in the hands of the third party.
Nope. He was the director with the third party.
Ah.
I mean, I'm sure I'll eventually get one of them, probably Pearl. But right now, I'm having too much fun with Shin Megami Tensei and the DLC for Animal Crossing. And I will say one thing, the Shin Megami game, that shit's fun. And that's where Pokemon originally got its inspiration from. That's why I was more interested in it with this game.
I mean, is that a fact, or is that just something
I think that is a fact. I think that's what the creator of Pokemon said. The original.
Because I know that, is it Satoshi, or whatever his name is?
Satoshi, yeah.
He was inspired by his childhood experiences of bug hunting.
Mm-hmm. But I'm like saying the game mechanics the game mechanics of how the original Shin Megami Tensei's worked. It became like that's how Pokemon, I guess, got its inspiration from with the catching mechanics and all that. Because the Shin Megami games are always I don't know if you can say catching the demons. I've been saying that, and people have been giving me weird looks. Making contracts with the demons, I guess.
This whole making contract with demons thing just reminds me of fucking Madoka.
What's Madoka?
It's a magical girl anime that a friend of mine, Giga's, is really a fan of and made me watch, and he's gonna fucking lynch me if he hears me say this, but I'm not a huge fan of it.
Is that the one that starts off really cute and gets really fucking dark?
Yes.
Okay, I have that on my watch list.
It's not bad. It's just with all the hype that he gave it, I expected it to be better.
Yeah, it's like everyone hypes that one up a lot. And like people from what I've been told, it's like the quintessential Magic Girl anime.
It is, but also I'm not a huge fan of the genre anyway.
I've Sailor Moon might be the only thing I've ever seen, and that was when I was a little kid. I'm more into the mecha stuff.
Okay. How do I spray this down? That'll work. But yeah, this regional spritzy, I just fucking love it, and this is just the result of me not being able to sleep at 4 a.m. It's this weird conglomeration of Plague Doctor, Phoenix, and Cinnamon.
Cinnamon?
I know that's not a cinnamon flower, but it's close enough.
To be fair, I've never seen a cinnamon flower, so I wouldn't know.
Cinnamon flowers are fucking generic looking, and this looked more interesting to me.
Well, I gotta look now. Definitely not a cinnamon flower. Definitely not a generic flower at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have maybe some kind of hibiscus.
What, the flower on the spritzy?
Yeah.
That's a star anise.
Star. Oh! Okay, yeah, I make that into tea sometimes.
Yeah.
I've never seen it actual as a flower. I've only seen it as dried out herb.
Mm.
You pronounce it anise?
Yeah, I pronounced it that way. I don't know how it's actually pronounced.
I'm really not sure. I think I'd pronounce it anise.
It has an E at the end, with so like.
Yeah, it's one of those weird words. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're pronouncing it wrong. I might be pronouncing it wrong. It's just one of those weird words.
Who knows? And at this point, who cares?
Exactly. Gives tea a really good taste.
Yeah, apparently it tastes like licorice or something.
I wouldn't say licorice. It's really good in cookies.
But yeah, like I showed it to a friend of mine who is an artist on Protochroma, and her, like, she, I think mostly just said, also, that's not a cinnamon flower, that's a star anise, and I'm like, oh, I don't care.
Speaking of Protochroma, okay.
Point, I was, yeah.
Sorry.
At that point, I was just trying to find something that looked good. Anyway, you were saying?
You should do posies.
Yeah.
Because those are the plague flowers.
I know. What do posies look like?
I don't even know. But speaking of Protochroma, I love your Wendigo.
Thank you.
It is. It's like I'm not a fan of the. I mean, they're all three are really good. I like the crocodile one a lot, but yours just stands out.
Apparently, a posy isn't an actual flower; it's another word for a bouquet.
Oh, damn you, nursery rhymes!
Well, I mean, like,
pocket full of posies.
I don't know. Yeah, but I think that's just assorted flowers.
Damn. I'm curious. What flowers did they put in the beak of the plague mask? Google.
Like, I'm looking at Google and it just says a small bunch of flowers, and like its synonyms are bouquet and nosegay, which, yeah, that's just a bouquet.
Mint, roses, and carnations. That's what the plague doctors used inside their masks.
Okay. I was going to laugh. It was actually cinnamon.
That would have been funny. I'm surprised it's not, considering cinnamon was used for some medicinal things.
Yeah. Okay, I have an issue. So there's not enough room for both of them to be shown off. Should I put the flower in front of or behind the eye crest here?
Behind.
Okay.
Because, like, with the eye crest, the way I see the eye crest, it's like the eyelashes going over.
Right.
and it would be very uncomfortable to have something in front of your eyelashes.
Okay. But yeah, just the idea of Cinnamon Phoenix has been in my head for a while, and I figure I might as well use it here.
See, I get giggles every time you say that.
Yeah, obviously you would.
Well, I'm drinking cinnamon tea right now.
Yeah. Okay. How do I do this?
Ugh, cinnamon.
This thing has a fucking fedora, and I don't know how to sprite that.
You can get rid of it.
I know because it's part of the design. Because it's the hat that Plague Doctors wore.
Well, I wouldn't call that a fedora.
I didn't know what else to call it.
Fedoras are like Indiana Jones. I forget.
I don't know what kind of hat this is, but it's part of the Plague Doctor design.
The wide brim hats that priests used to wear back then. Oh my god, I'm gonna be pissed because I used to know it.
But my point is that I don't know how to sprite that.
I'm looking. And for all those wondering what I'm looking at, go check out Keileon's whenever she uploads it.
See you guys in 2023. Because I'm lazy, honestly.
But we gotta get ready for a finale for this Minecraft series. Yeah. Didn't they just release a big update? I don't know how the hell you're going to sprite that either.
I like how you just interrupted yourself to mention that.
Because I've been looking at it while I was talking. I'm like, I don't know how on earth this would be sprited. I love the shading, though, on the hat.
Thank you.
With the fire. That's really good.
Originally, its tail was going to be made of fire, but it cluttered the design too much.
What will the typing be? I'm curious.
It is Ghost and Fire.
Okay.
And Giga's been on me to design this thing, so might as well.
Finally, one of 5 getting sprited at last.
Okay, to be fair, one of the lines just intimidates me because I don't know what to do with it.
For half the things you need to do for this game intimidate you.
Yeah. So, like, back to Protochroma for a minute because of my Wendigo. So I was talking to Wim because we're prepared for people to throw a fit over me having a Wendigo creature because Tumblr doesn't like that kind of thing.
No one likes Tumblr.
Well, my point is that people have this weird notion that Wendigos are like this taboo thing. You can't say it for whatever reason. And from what I can tell, all of that is just pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a subset of people who cry cultural appropriation because it's this Native American folklore thing, specifically the northeastern U.S. Like, I cannot pronounce this tribe's name, but it starts with an A, and it's like this whole language group, which I'm Cherokee. Cherokee is not part of that language group, so technically I shouldn't do a Wendigo, but 1, who cares? 2, there's actually a very good chance that I have one of the tribes that is in that cluster in my heritage, so I'm just gonna go fuck it and do it anyway.
And 3, it's a mythical creature.
Yeah, but also it's like it's because it's some sort of like sacred native thing, and I don't want to perpetuate this whole myth of you can only be inspired by a culture that you are a part of, because that's fucking stupid.
Well, if that's the case, I've been ripping off a lot of cultures for my own art.
Same.
And if that's the case, I don't want to see anyone who's not Italian eating pizza, because that's Italian stuff.
Yeah. But, like, we have all these things on Protochroma that are based on various animals, based on a couple of mythologies. Like, dude, I am not Asian in the slightest, but both my username and multiple of my creatures are based on a specific Chinese creature.
Mm-hmm.
So who the fuck cares?
Well, you can even say Asian because the kitsune is Korean, Japanese, and Chinese.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the Kirin.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going
The
for
Kirin Kirin is a Japanese word that's derived from Keileon, which is the Chinese creature, Chinese unicorn, basically. And there are 4 Keileon creatures on Protocoma right now.
The Barkback, the gold one, the Keydrick.
Barkback is not one of them.
Oh, it isn't?
It's just a random thing in my imagination.
I like it.
Okay, so the way that you can tell Kirins on Protochroma is that they have 3 horns. That would be the Keydrick, the Kelpricorn, the Draculin, and the Tealing.
Now, which one's the Wendigo?
The Wendistrix.
Okay, that's what it's called. Okay.
Yeah.
God, that's a good name. Where the hell do you come up with these names?
So that's the other thing I wanted to mention. So basically, the Wendistrix is based on Wendigos and barn owls, and Strix is a genus of owls. It's not barn owls, but it's still owl. And what I learned when talking to Wim, and this was not intentional at all. It's just an amazing coincidence. Wendigo is also a word for owl.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, let me go see if I can find the conversation we had. Search.
So yeah, I just know Wendigos are the cannibalistic creatures. They're monstrous souls that became corrupted from eating flesh.
Okay, so she said, I'm sorry, my throat's making weird noise. So she said, I learned last night that the word for Wendigo is the same or similar to one for owl in some dialects. I was doing some Googling ahead of time to preemptively prepare myself if anyone bitched. Did you know that, or was it a happy accident? And I replied in all caps, LMAO, I didn't know that. But the antlers are a pop culture thing. Some parts of its appearance are a pop culture thing. It's mostly just a giant humanoid that's a cannibal.
Yeah, like a ghoul almost.
Like, let me screenshot this. Because, yeah, we are totally prepared for some Tumblrite bitching about the Wendigo.
What was the response for it? I'm curious.
What do you mean?
How was it accepted? Did people like it?
People seem to like it. They're more interested in the crocodile.
I like that one too.
That's because Sora is an amazing artist.
She is really good. She, right?
Non-binary, but I've always called her she.
Okay, that's the only way I've known her as because of the way you use her name. But yeah, their art is really good. Oh,
yeah.
The butt plug dragon.
That's not a dragon. That is some sort of weird insect thing.
It reminds me of the engineers from Halo, and I like it a lot.
But yeah, I screenshotted the conversation that Wim and I had.
I'm reading it. That's cool. Did Wim research all this, or did she just know
it? She researched because, again, we were both prepared for someone to be angry that there's a Wendigo, because some people don't like Native American folklore creatures being in things not made by Native Americans, and I don't think I've ever actually publicly mentioned that I'm Native, but, like, meh.
Right. And yet skinwalkers are everywhere.
Yeah, well, the thing with skinwalkers is that they have very similar things in various cultures, because you have generic shapeshifters, you have doppelgangers, you have skinwalkers, that kind of thing.
Right. Like, the way I was always told, like, because I live right next door to a reservation in my city, and I was friends with some of the native kids growing up. Skinwalkers, they took it like as it's their boogeyman kind of thing. But the way they always explained it, it was like someone who was like a werewolf, but could change as they see fit, whenever they want to. That's the way they described it for a white man.
Werewolf just makes me think of the movie that I watched with Giga.
Wait, what?
We watched Wolfwalkers yesterday, and it is literally just Irish werewolves. Because, so the premise of Wolfwalkers is that in medieval Ireland, there's this pack of wolves in the forest, and it's run by two witch people that turn into wolves when they sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And this is literally just the werewolves of Ossory, which is Irish werewolves.
Oh. That's cool.
So I nerded out about that to Giga, and he didn't reply to any of it, but, whatever. Yeah, I'm used to just nerding out and getting no response, so it's... Yeah.
Well, that's cool, though.
Yeah. Oh, so Giga's already seen this stuff, so I'm just gonna DM it to minimize the amount of exposure. But do you want to see a creature that I recently made for Protochroma that's not going to be released for a while, so you can't say anything about it?
Sure.
Yeah, let me just get the female. God, Discord did something weird with its latest update. Anyway, here. I DM'd it to you.
Okay. I remember you showing me a tease of this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this new thing coming.
It's not going to be for a while. But,
I figured. Because I remember you hinting at what it is. I figured that's something that won't be seen for a very long time.
Yeah. I'm just really proud of how it came out.
It looks good.
And I'm going to show you the baby as well, just because there's a very obvious joke that I expect people to make when they see it. Also very shiny, which I liked doing.
I'm not... Oh, I think I already know what the joke is going to be.
Yeah.
It's sus?
Yep.
Uh-huh. I hate that I would be able to figure that one out. I don't even play the game.
I played it like once, so...
I've watched once, and it's like...
Oh, I watch it all the time. I've only just played it once.
To me, it seems like something I would be afraid to play because people will find out I'm too good of a liar. It's like, oh yeah, it was so-and-so behind so-and-so's back. Trust me.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a good liar for the purposes of a game like that.
Right.
And I'm back to figuring out how to sprite this fucking hat.
That's going to be a pain in the ass.
Well, I mean, if I hide most of it.
I'm almost done with my little podcast studio.
Yay.
I even have stand-ins for you two.
Oh boy.
I couldn't think of anything, so I put Giga, a wolf for Giga.
You could literally just get like an armor stand and spawn our heads in.
I don't know how to spawn heads.
It's a command for that. Hold on. Hang on, I need to figure out the fucking hat.
Yeah, but would you really want an armor stand with your hat on, or do you want a fox just running around this little hut?
I don't mind.
I originally had a panda for Giga because he spawned all those pandas in that one time, but you can't put a lead on a panda, so I had to kill it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm shocked.
You could put one in a boat.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Sorry, dog.
Don't leave the dog.
Okay, I'll leave the dog.
Think definitely says something that if I ever got to the point of making a persona, one of the animals I would choose is a wolf.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Either wolf or funny enough a fox.
Didn't we both discover that we would be deer? Remember that?
Oddly enough, no.
You don't? Like, we there was this fucking spirit animal quiz or something like that, and both of us got deer. How do I remember this and you don't?
I don't know.
I remember taking a spirit animal quiz thing as well. It told me I was a duck.
Well, that's not far off.
A bird's a bird.
Yeah.